move on to item D3, local plan review. We have two public comments. One is
Yes. What I wanted to comment on was, oh, I'm sorry. What I wanted to comment on was one of the issues brought forward had to do with board members who attend CAC meetings to be given back their voting rights as was prior to the rewrite of the bylaws in April 2010. And I support that motion. I plan to bring it forward to the CAC chair to hopefully put it on the agenda for the last meeting of the year, this school year, in May. This is something that shouldn't be new to any of the superintendents as far as members of the public bringing particularly that issue forward. Several of us have gone to superintendent council meetings and voiced that as an issue that we feel concerned about. The other issue covered on this item had to do with basically putting a superintendent, changing out the local plan so that the superintendent takes the place, I guess, as the responsible local agency. I highly suggest that that's something that's considered among the superintendents going forward, only because some of the issues that we've brought forward to the current local plan, responsible local agency, I guess in the capacity of Dr. Thomas has not considered himself the responsible local agency for some of the matters that we've brought forward. And so there's been just no accountability and no oversight in some of these matters. So I'd like to encourage the superintendents to consider bringing that forward, possibly to the next meeting. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Next, we got on the
Okay, bear with me, because this is my agenda item that I wanted to agendaize. So I brought some handouts. I guess the first one, I'll go, because there was 4 of them. The CAC bylaws, okay? They were written in a way that we don't have enough parent representation on the board. We are 10 school districts, and we only have 1 representative per school district. Before, once Chaffey had 4, Ontario, I think, had 3 people at one time. And some school districts don't have anybody because they can't get anybody. And I've been asking repeatedly for these CAC bylaws to be changed. As you can see on the agenda item, Joan is specifying that nobody has asked for these changes. I have asked. I have put them in writing and have given them to the Superintendent Council, and I've also given them to the CAC committee also. And every time I give them to the CAC committee and we try to get the bylaws changed on the agenda, or we try and change the bylaws, Joan is always quoting a compliance complaint where she specifies what's in the compliance complaint is saying basically she has the right to write the CAC bylaws, not the community advisory, and we have really no say. She'll take what we have, she will listen to what we have to say, but she does not have to acknowledge it, and she does not have to put those in the CAC bylaws. So what I am asking, and I have been asking for, is that we sit down as a CAC and we are allowed to rewrite the CAC bylaws so we can function better. Have more committee members and have community members also on the CAC board. I have letters dating back from 5 years where we have the CAC members. Back then I was a parent and then I became a CAC member. We have been requesting for somebody in the community to also be a CAC member. Every time we do that, Joan says we have to come up with how we're going to do it, a process. I think we're going to be on the 4th process, okay? Every time we learn the process and we want to start it and get somebody on, we have to all of a sudden do a new process. And then she gets the CAC against the CAC members, which really I don't think is correct. I've asked for Joan Riley to be taken off as the SELPA person on the CAC. It does not have to be the SELPA director that is on the CAC. It can be somebody else from the SELPA, and I would prefer it if we could do that so we can get the bylaws rewritten so we can be more functional. Then my other thing is the voting rights. Okay, and the reason why I want that changed is I noticed, and I like reading a lot, that when you look at other SELPA's local plans, that some SELPAs do it by enrollment of how many votes each school district has. Because you might have some school districts that only have like 50 special ed kids, but they get one vote. Will a school district that has 25,000 kids has a vote? That does not seem right. Because they have 25,000 kids, they should have more of a voting right when it regards to budget issues and programs and stuff like that. So as I was reading, I noticed that. So what I did was make a copy of one of the nearby SELPA's local plan, if we could give one to each superintendent and to Joan, regarding that, so we can do it that way, because I feel that it's fair to do it that way, and I feel that it should be done that way, and I would like that change made, and I'd like to see it as an action item where that change is made. So I would like that to go before on the next agenda item, that, you know, there is a policy written to change how the local plan is written regarding this. Then my other one was the certification of participation and compliance assurance, and that's basically, and again, I have a sample so you understand, because I didn't think anybody would bring the local plan. And I could not afford to make copies of the local plan for you guys. Basically, when you're looking at the local plan and you read it like I do, the RLA is responsible for certain entities of the SELPA. And unfortunately, our RLA, and if you look at our local plan, I hate to tell you guys this, and I just printed it too, so nobody can change it. It's still Herb Fisher. That's how outdated our local plan is, okay? That really needs to be changed. Not only that, the 10 school signatures of the superintendents really need to be changed because it's really outdated. Some of them are from 2003. So that is part of the reason why I want the local plan rewritten and looked at, okay? And I've been challenged multiple times about that, regarding that. But basically, as far as what I can find, you can replace the RLA and have it as another superintendent that sits on the SELPA, and that you can have the AU still be the county superintendent, which is the financial responsibility party. All I'm asking you to do is research this further, because it is in depth and there's more to it than what I really understand. I mean, it is very complex, but I would like that to be looked into, because I, as a parent and as a school board trustee, I want to know that when I have a problem and I submit a letter, I'm going to get a response back. When there is a problem with an immediate performance regarding a SELPA employee, that somebody's going to look into it and take action, that it's not going to be ignored. At this point, all I get is 10 superintendents that some will point at the county superintendent's responsible. Some of them will just shrug their shoulders, not realizing what to do. And then others, they want to do something, but they don't know what to do. So I'm asking you to find a way to solve this problem. Then my other one is, I got letters dated back all the way to 2006 on this one, which I didn't realize I went that far back. I have been asking for an organizational chart of the SELPA for I can't tell you how long. Anybody that knows anything, when you have a problem, chain of command. how can I do chain of command as a parent if I don't know what the organizational chart is regarding the WESELPA? I have absolutely no idea. Well, when I was researching, you know, our problem as I see it with our WESELPA, I realized, damn, other WESELPAs, they have an organizational chart attached to their local plan. So I decided, gosh, I think we need that, and I've been asking for that. So I have a sample of that too. I would like one of those done regarding so we know who to go to. And I don't know where I put that, but when I find it, I will pass it out. But basically what I'm asking for are changes that are necessary, because unfortunately nobody's really looking at the local plan, nobody's reading the local plan. And no, it's not. As I had said before, you know, I did a letter at the last meeting regarding, you know, a behavioral issue that I felt that needed action right away. I never got a reply back. And if you have read the local plan, there is the Superintendent Council bylaws that basically says that the RLA is a responsible policy member regarding these issues. So the local plan and the WESELPA bylaws are kind of conflicting. So I really think you guys all need to print out the local plan and start revising it so it can be implemented correctly and better and more efficiently. And then so us parents know where to go to when we have problems and great concerns also. So it's not just thrown to the side like all my concerns have been and other parents' concerns have been. We have there's no transparency, there's no procedure on this. And it's about time that something gets done, especially when I go back to my books and, you know, I have emails and letters to the superintendent, to the CAC, even as far back as Alice Parker, if anybody knows who Alice Parker is, okay? Reassuring me that something's going to be done, but nothing has been done. So I'm asking you guys to really look into this. This is a concern. You know, this is a liability issue. I mean, a lot of this stuff is conflicting. And I'm asking you to, you know, look at it and revise it. That's all I'm asking. And I've been asking. And I really think it's about time that it does get done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Mendes. Do you have any other comments, questions, concerns on item D3?